Hey everyone, it's Grocery Holiday. We're going to start with Aldi and then we're going to move on to Walmart. And then tomorrow's video, you will see another $400 Sam's Club haul. There were some things that we decided to just go ahead and stock up on while we could from Sam's and Walmart and Aldi, while we had an extra bonus check where we had intended to do a little bit of extra stocking up right now. And again, like we normally do this August, September, and October anyways, but this year we're trying to get as much done in September as we can, and then in October we're going to try to stock up on all of the dry goods that we need for the holiday meals, because when you have 4 teenage kids at holidays, it's a little bit harder on your budget if you're trying to buy like all the food for Thanksgiving plus the normal week during Thanksgiving week and any money for like, you know, family time together. And then at Christmas it's even harder because you're trying to buy, you know, last minute gifts and things for your kids plus the grocery budget. So we're trying to spread it out as absolutely much as possible. This is to keep us stocked up for 1, if we get snowed in, which is a thing that happens here. 2, if somebody gets sick, or 3, if we are able to go on like a last minute vacation, then we don't have to stop at the grocery store on the way back while everybody's tired, and then we can just wait and go after everybody gets back. Honestly, I'm leaning more towards weather this time, but it would be nice to also have it in case it does, we do end up having inclement weather. So as you can see, one of the biggest things for this week was canned goods. And honestly, all I did was I looked at my list. This is just kind of a free tip for you guys. I looked at my list on the meal plan, which the meal plan is always in the members only post. Click the join button below to find out about our membership levels, and 99 cents and above does the grocery meal plan for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and dessert for 1 full week for a family of 6. Like I even split apart like what I pack for Matt versus what we eat at home for breakfast and lunch while homeschooling. But what I did was I looked at that list and said, I need this for this meal, and then I just bought double for the canned stuff. And only there were a couple of things I did that with, but mostly the canned stuff. That's all I did. So for this week, I just focused on stocking up, and that may have put an extra $10-20 in our grocery budget for this week. But now that's more canned goods that I don't have to worry about getting later or have to send somebody to get groceries for us if we're sick. So that's kind of like how one of the ways that we do slowly stock up on things. And then sometimes I will actually take like a meal plan and I'll pack an extra meal into our budget, and then that meal stuff goes into a stock up pantry. Which the dry goods I usually don't have a stock up pantry. This is the only thing I really use for stock up only, and it's a freezer. And with a family of 6, if one of the parents or both the parents are sick for a week, we sometimes end up emptying this in an entire week, because it actually is smaller on the inside than it looks like that should be. Let's go ahead and show you what I picked up from Aldi. This is batch number 1. I think there will be a batch number 2, and then I should be able to move on to Walmart, which will also include some household item updates as well. So one of the things I do, I prefer spices at Aldi because it's a great quality. Aldi made a guarantee several years ago they wouldn't put as much artificial junk in their foods. So I like getting my spices from Aldi. So I picked up black pepper, the pure vanilla extract, and I also picked up my seasonal ground nutmeg. Normally I buy ginger at Aldi. Walmart started not carrying the Chinese ginger anymore. The kids are doing chores. Walmart started not carrying Chinese ginger anymore. Now Aldi is not carrying ginger at all. So I don't know if there's something with ginger or if it's just a coincidence, but I could not find ginger at Aldi's today, and then they don't have the Chinese one at Walmart anymore. The Chinese one is slightly different, especially if you cook Asian food. So I'm going to have to figure out a new source for that. But I did find my seasonal nutmeg, and then vanilla extract usually goes into our brownies. And we are making a dessert this week that we're going to need that. It's not brownies. I also picked up 4 cans of pumpkins. 2 are for this week. 2 are actually, I think only 1's for this week, and then 3 are stock up. And again, this is going back to some stock up things ahead of time for the holidays. We also picked up 2 cans of Korean mushroom soup, 2 cans of cream of chicken. I buy peanut butter in bulk. I usually buy about 1 every other week when we're stocking up. But right now were we completely out of peanut butter or almost out? Almost out. So that's why we went ahead and picked this up. We'll probably have another one for stock up later. 4 cans of the cut green beans. 4 cans of the French style green beans. One of my kids prefers the French style green beans for like eating green beans with a meal. And then we use the cut green beans for when we're adding green beans to a meal. Like whenever it's being, like say if we're making our own chicken pot pie and mixed vegetables because I can't have peas, we'll add cut green beans. But then if we're looking for green beans for a side dish, we'll use the French style green beans. We also have 2 cans of corn, 4 cans of carrots, 4 cans of mixed vegetables. Now there again, that's where the peas come in. I don't remember if this one, so some people don't like lima beans. It says carrots, potatoes, celery, peas, green beans, corn, lima beans. So yeah, there are lima beans in here. This is not as lima bean heavy as some other mixed vegetables I've had. So if you want to try it, and if you're curious about that, it's not as heavy on lima beans as some of the other ones I've seen. It actually has quite a bit of potato in it to me. And then like there are peas in it. If it's something I can visibly pick the peas out of, I'll still use this. But most of the time, I just make my own whenever I'm making batches of things, which I don't think we actually have pot pie on the menu. I'm just using it as a suggestion. So I told my kids to grab 3 cans of the chicken and sausage gumbo because I've got it back in stock for winter. They accidentally picked up one of these, and it's a chili mac. It says beans, macaroni, pasta, and meat. I may just let all of us try this, all of us at home, because Matt is not as big on soups, and we usually do soup while he's at work and do it for lunch, especially because soup makes such an easy homeschool lunch. So we may just all like try it and then do the chicken and sausage gumbo to go with it. But yeah, that sounded like really interesting to me. And then the other 2 they picked out was the savory pot roast and then the old-fashioned vegetable beef. And then let's see what else we have. 1 container of sour cream. Our Aldi, I need to specify, our Aldi only carries the 1 pound containers. I know that there are some that carry 2. Ours only carries this size sour cream. You can get it in light sour cream, but we prefer to do just the regular one. Calcium and vitamin D orange juice for those of us who do not like to chew our orange juice for breakfast. And we still actually somehow have a whole one from last week of the high pulp for those of us who do. I have no idea why, because we had orange juice this week. I don't know. We also have Mexican style shredded cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, finely shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 1 gallon of 2% milk, not 2 gallons of 1%, 1 gallon of 2% milk. So we have 2 bags of chips for this week. We have the Mesquite barbecue kettle chips, and then we also have the original 1 loaf of the split top wheat bread that I put backwards. Hi, now you can see it facing correctly. The split top wheat bread, it to me is almost as good as the honey wheat, but cheaper. And then we also have 2 dozen eggs. Remember how I said sometimes we buy meals and we'll stock up on whole meals instead of just products? 3 boxes of toasted ravioli, the 4 cheese, will actually feed us for 1 meal. And now all I will need to do is either buy a jar of marinara or a jar of Alfredo sauce to go with it. That's the one thing I did forget, because I didn't find these until we were in the freezer section. It was the first time that they had the toasted raviolis in a while. These air fry in our air fryer, I think, for 10 minutes on 390. But yeah, these are going to be a meal stock up, so you will not see these in the meal plan. However, you will see why on earth we're doing vanilla bean ice cream with 1 of the 2 boxes of cake mix. The other one is a stock up. As I told you guys last week, I'm a huge fan of the Hawaiian stuffing mix, specifically from Aldi. It is a wonderful texture and taste that comes from the Hawaiian one versus the others. Oh, wait. I didn't realize that until I just got these today. This one is classic herb and spices, and then this one is sage and onion. Or the other 3 are sage and onion. I didn't know there was a mix, because like it was all in, I don't know, I just did. See, usually like they look completely different. Oh, yeah, I guess they do. Hi, I didn't notice that these are different. Hi. Aldi was the last store of the day. So I may go back and get another classic herb and spice, but these are 100% stock up for the weekend of Thanksgiving, but it's not part of our Thanksgiving meal. So when we actually do our Thanksgiving meal, we still prefer like the normal stovetop because it has a different texture. The Hawaiian is slightly sweeter, so we don't like it like on Thanksgiving Day with like all the like the salt heavy foods like the mashed potatoes and the gravy, and then like other side or green bean casserole. These are great with whenever we're doing leftover turkey on Thanksgiving weekend. I know that sounds completely crazy, but that's just how we like it. That was a stock up for Thanksgiving. We may use like 1 or 2 of those boxes before Thanksgiving. I did math this week, you guys. It takes 30 packets of oatmeal to feed our family for 1 week if we eat oatmeal every single morning. And yes, I know we could make it from scratch, and there are times that we do. I have time scheduled ahead where we're going to make oatmeal from scratch. I have recipe videos of making oatmeal from scratch, flavored oatmeal from scratch. One of the goals for this year is I wanted my kids to learn to be independent and eat healthy and that they could eat healthy while making food independently. So we switched to instant. 30 packets a week to do all 6 of us, because I can actually send hot water for Matt in a thermos and let him have it for breakfast on work days, and then the rest of us eat it here from either hot water heat in the microwave stove or the Keurig. So one of the variety packs is, again, the maple and brown sugar, the apple and cinnamon and spice. This one contains no milk in it, and it has a good variety of like fruity one, plus like the fall comfort foods like maple and brown sugar and cinnamon and spice. So that's a favorite for ours, and also like sometimes in the winter and even year round we really like that one. Then we have just maple and brown sugar, because again, family favorite. And then we also have the fruit and cream. Now the fruit and cream does have dairy in it, because the cream part. So this one is for everybody except my lactose-free one. Sometimes she will opt to use this if she wants to, but also like if she really wanted to, she could actually heat up like lactose-free milk and then mix her cereal in with that, like the apple and cinnamon, and she's okay with that. Or we can just add like fresh fruit into her oatmeal. Like if she gets some maple and brown sugar, sometimes we'll let her do fresh fruit in it. So that kind of is how we keep it changed up. We also have 2 bags of the California Steam Medley and 2 bags of broccoli fleury. These might be stock up, might go with the meal, I'm not 100%. Hash browns for a meal that one of my teens is making this week. And then last but not least, these maple leaf cream cookies are a seasonal cookie that Aldi's carries that we usually try to buy 1 box every fall because we really love them. It's like an Oreo, but it also has a nice maple texture to it, or taste to it. So we really like these, so we buy these every fall whenever we can. Let the kids and I put this away, and then we will show you what we picked up from Walmart. While shenanigans happen behind me, I found the last 2 things that we actually picked up from Aldi. There might be more, I don't know. 1 pumpkin roll for everybody except Matt. Matt actually will eat them, but everybody else really loves these. Matt's not a big pumpkin fan. He loves apple though, so we do a lot of apple stuff as well. Harvest Throw. This was different than the one we picked up last time. This one actually has the trucks on it, and it was super soft, and we just couldn't leave it at the store, so it came home with us. Okay, now I'll show you what we bought from Walmart. Starting with Walmart, we have what I'm calling raw pizza and already ready to go in the oven pizza. For some reason, this was the only Sam's Choice pizza they had, and they had no other options for white sauce pizzas this week at all. So I bought 2 bags of peppers and onion bling. I don't actually need both for what I'm doing, but I decided to go ahead and do one as a stock up. It's going to go straight to the freezer that it's on. A crescent dough sheet, which used to I would just take crescents or croissants and just roll them out and use it as a sheet anyways. Apparently this comes as a sheet. Roasted garlic Parmesan Alfredo. And I'm going to take some leftover shredded cheese from the fridge and make my own pizza night. And another ingredient from Sam's that you'll see in the haul tomorrow, but I'm filming tonight. But the ones that we were able to get was the thin crust supreme pizza, and then the kids found the DiGiorno rising crust Hawaiian pizza, because their pizzas were slim pickings this week. It was really weird. So this week was completely counter from last week. Last week they literally had all the fall foods on clearance shelves. This week, all of the main shelves that had no space even like available to put fall foods, now all of a sudden had fall foods on those shelves. And then like a top shelf where there was no Swiss Miss pods the week before, they had Swiss Miss pods. So I got a Swiss Miss pumpkin spice, which was also $1 cheaper than the regular Swiss Miss pods. Those are going to go on our drink station here whenever I can get a chance to do it, hopefully sometimes this weekend. 5 Chobani flips. We have almond cocoa loco, strawberry cheesecake, chocolate haze craze, s'mores, and cookies and cream. We also have 1 packet of Oreo red velvets because they're back. I love them, and because I made the mistake of going to Walmart at lunchtime before I ate lunch. Same reason why we ended up with double chocolate cookies from the bakery section. Please don't judge me. We have 2 cans of green chili enchilada sauce. No, we don't actually need both to make one recipe. The other one's going to be a stock up because it's actually really hard to find the green chili ones, and somehow if we bake green chili, I can have it, but I can't have raw green tomatoes or red tomatoes. I don't know. I don't even try to make sense of my food allergies anymore. 1 vanilla caramel creamer, 1 speculoos. How would you pronounce S-P-E-C-U-L-O-O-S?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I pronounce it speculoos. How would you pronounce it?
Sounds good to me.
sounds good to you. I also picked up Matt 2 liters of Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. 1 container of the Deli Fresh Pumpkin Cake Bites. We have 1 container of the Caramel Dip. 1 bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, the 36-ounce Great Value brand. 1 bag of the Tyson Anytizers Boneless Chicken Bites Honey Barbecue, which is fixing to go to the air fryer, so I need to hurry. 1 bag of these plackers. That's what we have switched to using for our family. I know it's a little bit more plastic, but I just prefer using it. 1 box of the original instant grits from Great Value, which means there's no dairy in it, and those who want dairy can add it to it. If you get the they also do sell a Quaker Oat brand of it, but I do prefer the Great Value because it's a little bit cheaper. 2 bottles of the ranch, and this is something new that they've switched to. This is it says body wash, but they're selling it with hand soap. And honestly, when you have 4 kids sharing a bathroom, it's just a lot easier to use this for hand soap. So I'm going to give that to them for their hand soap. And then I also bought them an apple pie refill. My grandmother last year bought me a Glade fragrance thing for my kitchen. So these are scents just for my kitchen, the Fall Night Long, and the Starlight and Snowflakes will be for October through December. And then last but not least, just for my red-haired child, I buy her the Suave Biotin Infusion, and it seems to work really well. And that is it for today's video. Thank you to all members for supporting this content, allowing us to continue making videos. And thank you to every single one of you for liking, watching, positive comments, and subscribing. And we will see you next time.